Hi, good morning,
Hey,
everyone.
welcome to Breakfast with the Pastors. We're excited about being with you this morning.
It's a great morning in the neighborhood.
We want to talk about how you go from a bad situation
Oh, thank you, to a
to
good
a
one.
good situation.
Yes, a better situation.
How do I get from where I am to where I want to be? How do you
Right.
do that? That's the secret question this
Everybody,
morning.
I'm still learning that secret.
Oh, I thought you were going to answer that
No,
for us.
I'm going to get to a better situation.
You were going to tell us that secret question.
Oh, not yet. Give me a second.
Well, that question can be asked on almost any context. It can be asked in marriage, it can be asked in
Right.
finances.
Absolutely.
Can you think of any place where it could be asked? Businesses and maybe
Businesses, just in yourself.
and
Come on.
even
We're
spiritual,
talking,
right?
yeah, we're talking spiritual. We're talking ourselves this morning. This is what's going to really happen is because God is going to be there, but we have got to change attitude. And man, I'm still working. We're all working on that.
To
Better
be
situation.
honest with you, I like you with a little bit of attitude. I mean
Spicy, you like me
that hand on the
spicy?
hip kind of thing, looking all like I'm going to get you.
No, he's kidding, right?
Oh,
You're
I'm just
kidding,
kidding,
right? You're
but
kidding.
how do I get from the problem to the promise?
Yeah.
How do I get from bad to better? How do I get
Good.
from
Thank you.
lack to abundance?
Abundance, yes.
Yeah. How do we get there? The late Dr. Edwin Lewis Cole used to
I
say
loved
something
him.
very powerful. He said, "Circumstances don't determine your level of life. It's what you do with your circumstances that
Yeah.
determines your level of life."
Well,
A lot
that's
of
a
people
lot of
have
wisdom,
been
right.
dished out all kinds of circumstances through this, pandemic, right? And
Yes, I'm tired of that word. So can we talk about another word besides pandemic and COVID?
okay, let's
That'd
see.
be a
What
better
can we
life, a better
call
moment right
this?
now.
This-
How about for COVID, Christ answered. Boom, we're done.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of it.
Okay.
And then pandemic. How about Splenda? I'll
Okay.
take some Splenda right now.
Splenda.
Just go on. Hi, Kim, out there. I know you're on there.
Well, I
Yay.
think the first thing you need to understand is that your current situation in life is not permanent,
No,
right? It's
that's
not
good.
permanent.
No, not at all.
No matter how it looks, we've seen this over the years, and you think it's the end, it's all over. We're never going to come back from
And then
this.
the question is my circumstances ever going to change? Are they going to change? Yes, they're going to change. Nothing stays the same. Do you stay looking the same all of your life? It would be nice if it didn't change
Well,
there.
I think that's because sometimes people think their circumstance is going to change, but it's going to go from better to worse.
Yeah, like the roller coaster. Up and down.
Yeah, yeah.
Down and up.
But it doesn't have to go from bad to worst. It needs to go from bad to
Absolutely.
better, and a lot of that has to do is how we
Well,
internalize
even the
it,
Word of God says we go from glory to glory. I had to really get a hold of that revelation because if not, you can get a mentality that you think, I got to ride the roller coaster
Right.
every day, week to week, month to month, and year to year.
Yeah.
I got rid of that mindset. Does things happen? Yes. Do you have moments where you feel like a drop? Is he the lily of the valley? Yes, but glory to glory.
Yeah. I think I call it my winter question.
Oh, okay.
Because where we live, it gets really cold, and snow and all of that. But
Yes.
in all honesty, when we're going through things, the question should be,
Yeah.
where do I want to be? I mean, where do I know what my
I would
circumstances
like to be in the
are.
Virgin Islands.
I
you
know what my
ask it.
circumstances are.
That
You
would
know,
really help me.
I know I don't have any money. I know that I don't have this. I know that,
Right.
this is bad. I know that but where do I want to be? It's one thing because see,
Right.
if you only complain about your situation,
True.
then you're going to stay in your situation. You have to have a vision.
Well, complaining just brings destruction. Come on. I mean, because after you start complaining, your body hears you. And the faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. Just guess what? When you're speaking negative, your body's it believes it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're supposed to be the control over our body,
Yeah.
and not our body control us. But you start feeling like that. Well, maybe I am a complete failure. maybe my situation is always going to be bad. I can do bad all by myself, those kind of terms. No, I think it's going to be a great change.
Yeah. Well, you know, where do I see myself according to God's promise?
That's
And
good.
what does God's promise hold for me? You know, when you look at God's promises and you see them,
Oh,
you know, like I'm looking at God's promises and I'm saying God's promises holds for me healing, right?
well, that's what we go back to the Egyptians,
Right.
right? Where God delivered his people
Yeah.
from all the Egyptians. The slavery, there's Egyptians today. I call Egyptian use, I call Egyptian attitudes. There's a lot of Egyptian going on.
Yeah. Well, it kind of holds people back.
Right.
And what it does is it projects a fear upon people.
Yeah,
And
that's
they get
yeah.
to the place to where if you listen to everything that's going on,
Oh,
you
brother.
know, I told my wife the other day, I said, you know, when you really look at what's going on in the world,
Yeah, it's kinda
and
crazy.
if you've got a job right now and you got a broke down car, right?
Right.
This is probably the best time I think, years to come to buy a car.
Are
I
you
mean,
wanting another car?
No. What I'm saying is with 0% interest
Okay.
and the extended payment plans that they're offering and everything,
Yes.
and the low pricing and everything, and you have a job and you got a broke down car, but you're afraid because, you know,
Well-
6 months from now you could lose your car. Well, 6 months from now you don't know what's going to
You
happen.
don't know, and that's premeditated. It's
Yeah,
like
premeditated fear.
fear, premeditated fear, because that's what the word says. Don't even think about really tomorrow that way. Tomorrow's got enough going on in itself.
Yeah, and you
It's got
got to
enough
think that
sin in
God's going to
itself.
take care of
So
me,
you better
right?
take care of today.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. I mean, you can get your better deals right now with housing, even with low interest. I mean, it's an opportunity. A lot of people have gotten really taken care of through the rest of their life when they went through depressions and they took that chance.
Well,
Yeah.
we right now have people in the congregation that are selling houses, buying houses,
Yeah.
moving,
Businesses or
you know,
or
and
right.
doing all kinds of different things in the middle of all of this.
But it takes courage.
It does take courage.
Yeah.
You know, Deuteronomy 6:23 says, "Then he brought us out from there." He was talking about the
Yes.
Egyptians, you know, and how Israel came out of Egypt, that he might bring us in to give us the land of which he swore to our fathers.
Amen.
You know, God's deliverance was not just based entirely on where he
Right.
took them from, but where he wanted to take
and where
them.
he's going to bring them to. I mean, the land. I mean, it could be your home. The land could be your car. The land could be a new job. You know,
Yeah.
we got to take it. You've got to be courageous be strong and courageous. Do not tremble or be dismayed, for God is with you.
You know, and life and death are in the power of the tongue, and I think we need to
Definitely.
remember this, that we need to keep speaking the right things. You know,
Absolutely.
put your words out there, put your faith-filled words out there, put words out there that are going to change the circumstances,
Change.
and not just add fuel to, you know, the fire, right? You know, because we can say things that'll just keep the
Well,
circumstances
it's not
where they're
where
at.
you're coming from, it's where you're going to.
That's
That's
what's
what we're going
important.
to declare today. It's important because God did take Israel out of bondage to freedom, bad to a better. And you know what? He did his enemies in once and for all. The chariots weren't chasing them anymore. The enemy wasn't chasing them to bring them back into slavery. He did the enemy in.
Yeah, and
So
you know,
that's a good
in,
thought.
in that same chapter, in verse 23, it says he brought them out that he might bring them in to the promised land. So the
Hallelujah.
question is this morning, what is your promised land? I want you to think about this for a minute because God wants to take you from
Right.
the worst situation to a better situation. So what is your promised land? Just back up.
Well, I think I got some thoughts.
Yeah, what is your promised land?
I want a complete change again.
Okay.
Completely. You know, I've been a part of gyms, a UFC gym for over 11 and a half years. Boxing in it, believe it or not. I still want to be a part, but I also joined another gym. Just different atmosphere, closer. I have vision for new styles, haircuts, you name it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and and vision of just getting closer into people and helping them, bringing them around, connecting with them, touching them.
Right.
Touching them, it's a key. Hugs are healing. Like babies when they're born, they need all that hugs, and it's healing.
Yeah, and
So,
when if we
just a lot
go
of
back a
things.
little ways, like even to where we were years ago, and
Right.
just the struggle, the constant struggle. I remember
Yeah, a
when
lot of struggles.
the boys were young. I mean, the constant struggle just to feed them, the constant struggle just
Yeah,
to
times.
clothe them.
Abounding,
Yeah.
abasing.
And then we would see God, take us to the other side of that. But in the
Huge
midst of all that,
platforms, TV. I mean, woo, we did kind of a 180.
but in the midst of that, I would see God drop a blessing.
Right.
It's like being the guy that's in the desert, and all of a sudden you find a canteen of water.
He's always on time,
Yeah,
right?
your circumstances around you don't change, but suddenly here's a canteen of water.
Right.
And oh wow, what's a canteen of water in the middle of the desert? But
Right.
that's the wrong attitude.
It definitely is.
It's like if God is going to provide a canteen, He is going to make a river flow through this desert, right?
Right.
And so you've got to take those small little things.
The small little promptings.
Yeah, and run with
appreciate-
them.
Because at that moment, that's what you really need. If you're in a desert and you've been there a long time and you need water, that is gold. That
Right.
is the epitome of everything you need.
Right, yeah.
I mean, you don't need anything else. So I would definitely take the small promptings, the blessings, because if you begin to count your blessings, that's the key. If I was you, I'd encourage you to write them down. Write your blessings down.
Yeah.
And you will get excited because you've got to be grateful, but you've got to make things plain in life so you can keep that mind renewed.
Oh, man.
And keep yourself happy. Or you're thinking, no, I need a different house, I need a different mate, I need another country, whatever the case may be. No, you just need to change with
Right.
the smallest problem.
Well, you have to change mentality. There's the
Right.
mentality of being taken out, and then the mentality of being brought in.
Or being taken in by God.
Yeah, or taken in by
Yeah,
God. But
taken in.
just taken out, you don't just want to be taken out of the circumstances.
No.
You've got to get a vision beyond that. Yes, I want to come out of these circumstances, but what is it that I want to be brought into? And
True.
that's what you sink your teeth in.
True, that's true.
There's always going to be issues in
And
transitions.
as people aren't online, hi Wanda, I know you can relate, Pastor Wanda, good morning, and others. You've all had to fight these challenges, during this time and for the church, so.
Yeah, we've
call
been
out
praying for your family and all the
blessings to all
stuff
your
and-
church. I noticed you still are multiplying in grandchildren, that's good, those are blessings. And the things are going to change. They are going to get better. This has come to pass. We're going to get on the other side. And life is going to be good. I think it's uniting everybody even together greater.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we send our love and our blessings.
Yeah.
And Harmony, oh, my girl out there, I hope you're singing your guts out to anybody.
No,
on
they're
the
painting a
streets.
house right now.
Oh, they're painting the house. Oh, bless you, my sweet Harmony. You make such beautiful music. I'm sure you'll be making beautiful babies after this house. But we send our love also.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I read something when I was in India years ago on a mission
Yeah.
trip, and this
What
this
was
is
it?
kind of one of those things that kind of grips you. Small minds get upset over small things.
Ooh.
Oh
That's
my
kind of
gosh.
touching home for all of us.
Oh my gosh.
I think we get a little, it's like choose your battles and choose them wisely.
Yeah,
You
it's
can't
like-
battle all the time. And when I get that way, I know when I'm battling all the time. I've apologized before to my staff, like, okay, I'm battling.
Yeah.
Just letting things mount up. We really need to let it go.
Well,
And,
here's what happens so that you understand this.
Right.
All right, how do we get small-minded? We get small-minded when we become myopic. If we're just looking with,
True.
just like this one eye at the negative circumstances, and we just keep
True.
looking at the negative circumstances, but we never catch a vision of
Yeah.
the future, right? So you're not looking at the future, you're just looking
But you're
at the
still
negative.
negative.
And so when you just look at those problems, then your mind becomes small.
Oh, I got something.
But
Yes, I do.
vision,
Yes.
vision increases your mindset.
Okay, it's like the house at Harmony. You're just moving in, and you're gonna make it darling because you're real creative. It would be like you just getting a new house and taking any kind of thing that you can't stand and decorate that house again. Who wants to live in a home of your vision and you're decorating it with the past, right?
Right.
And Kim out there, I know you're always on, and I know you've had challenges, and you're ministering the word, you and your husband, and praying for people. And I appreciate that because we all need it, but we don't want to decorate with the past. I hate it when I go somewhere new, or if I get a new top, I usually want new pants or a skirt. I can't settle just for the one. It doesn't complete it. So just
Yeah.
understand my thinking.
Oh, I get it. I mean, I can
And
get
then
it.
I gotta do the
When you
earring,
come
of
home and
course.
say, I got you a pair of
The
socks, and I'm
earring
thinking,
and
that's
here's
great.
what you just bought me, matter of fact.
I
Happy
bought you those
Yeah,
earrings?
happy breakfast.
And this I bought you
I
yesterday.
think you did.
You got a deal on it, though.
I do.
This girl
Tons of
she
deals.
comes out and she says, look what I got for $5, or look what I got for
This
$9.95.
wasn't five this time,
Or-
but I get all these deals. First of all, they tempt me. They give me a $30 gift card. I'm thinking, what? And then I go in, and then you got all this stuff. It's really great deals. And then if you spend more, of course you get more. So it's like
If
when
you buy
a
one,
car,
you get one.
If you buy a car, you don't just take the car stripped down.
No,
No, you don't.
You got to have air conditioning for
No,
your wife.
it's more than air conditioning. Time you
And you
pad
got to
it up.
have that.
Yeah, you're padding it all
What do
up.
you call
Come
it?
on.
That vanity mirror with a light in it.
Oh,
I
yeah,
remember we
that's
got
right.
a car without a light in the vanity mirror.
And that
She
was-
flipped it down on the way
what?
going somewhere at
This
night,
is
and she
the
goes,
cheapest
I
stuff."
can't see. I can't see. I can't put my makeup
Well, I
on.
put my makeup on, you know.
I mean, that's important.
And
so.
hi out there, Ron. I love you, my dear friend. And so we'll soon be together,
Yeah.
eating out in a restaurant.
So don't get caught up in the issues,
Right.
Because it's going to keep you out of the promised land. Being
Absolutely.
caught up in the promises of God. You know,
Yeah.
if you're
I
going to
take
get caught
every
up in
promise.
anything, it's like, oh my gosh, God daily loads me down with benefits. Oh my gosh, God takes care of me. Everything I set my hand to prospers.
But you have to understand that your current situation in life is not permanent.
Yeah.
You know, like if permanent can be a bad word, because when you think permanent, you think all the time, well, I'm never going to change my body. I'm never going to change. I'm never going to sleep at night. I'm never going to have enough money. Never. That is a bad word. The only thing I want permanent is God, number one, and you. And my family.
You know,
my
I
friends,
just was
my
prompted. Let me say something to you.
Oh,
You know,
I
you're
prompted you
watching
again.
us and you're thinking, well, they can be happy because everything's going right. If I could put up my list right now for you, you would
We're not
probably
gonna put
pass
that
out.
list,
You would
okay?
probably pass out.
We're going to stay.
But I can't look at that list.
No.
I've got to look at the promises of God.
That's
So
right.
the joy that we have and the expectation that we have is
Absolutely.
all coming from the promises of God.
Absolutely. Because you understand transitions. They cause stress and pressure at times add additional situations. That's what was happening. But that'll make a wonder eventually, right?
Yeah.
Something's going to turn out better.
Yeah. So we need to wrap things up this morning because, you know, our time has just really flown by.
It's a temporary path, temporary time right now, but it's going to be a great delight.
Yeah.
Because we're going to get from the bad to the better and to a better transition.
We love you guys.
We love Emily,
We're praying for
Ken,
you.
Rhonda,
Thanks for tuning
Harmony,
in.
Everybody.